Yo, welcome back to another video. If you've read the title, then that is correct. I'll be trying my hardest in this video to fix nearly every single thing wrong with my car. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Now, if you did watch the last video, you would have seen we installed brand new rear bumper. Very nice, very nice. But upon reinstallation, I broke this bumper to wing bracket, which is why it's hanging off and left some horrific gap. You would have seen the awful modification that I'd done in there. So we're gonna fix that today. Now, to do that, I need to get this bumper off this corner. To get that off requires this headlight to come out, because there's two bolts that sit there and there, so I need to undo them, cut the cable tie in there. Hopefully the bumper should pull off just enough so we can get in there. I'll tell you what will make this all easier. 3, 2, 1. So here we are, light is out. Like I said, there's only one bolt there and one bolt there where the bumper sits on there. Cut the cable tie, and this is the little bracket that's broken. So it's meant to have these little clips, as you can see here, snapped off. Now I've got a whole new bit in this bracket, so we're gonna unbolt that and that, go get the new bracket and get it back on. The new one I managed to just pinch one from TPS just before I left work in there. Just bolted the new one up, as you can see. It does hang down a little bit here, but this plastic, it does feel really, really brittle. See, it has got another new hole here, which lines up with the bumper in there, so I can put a new bolt in, which is nice. So that should hold it, hopefully. So let's see if we can get it on. To be fair, doesn't really look any better than it did. It still hangs down loads there, which is really odd. I don't know why it flexes so much. The whole bumper is on. It's like it's pulling down loads on there. But I mean, it's a new bracket and it's all clipped in. They just seem to like to hang down. I'm gonna whip a new bolt in there and see how it really looks. Well, it's definitely a little bit better than it was. And I'm happy there's an actual bracket in there and not some dodgy cable tie. I mean, it seems like, yeah, it sits dead flush there and not flush down there. I could try faff around moving it, but I don't really care. It's on there now. At least I know it's on pretty decent. This is what this side looks like. Still, yeah, I'm not too bothered. Let's get all this back together. Right, the next thing we are going to be doing are my top mounts, because I've had some awful knocking noise coming from the front recently. I've not actually got a clue whether it is the top mounts or not that are broken. I literally don't know, but it's making like a squeaking noise and knocking. I can only kind of guess it's top mounts. Everything else recently, all the drop links, lower arms and stuff, I've replaced in the last 3-4 months, so I can only assume it's going to be top mounts. Just like stripping it apart, we'll have a little look. I have got some new ones anyway to put in. These are, I think they're Monroe. They're pretty cheap and pretty crap, but if my other ones are broken, these are going to be better. So yeah, without further ado, let's start taking this apart. So the game plan, if it is going to be the top mounts, is I've done this before, where we'll jack it up, take the wheel off, just double check it is definitely the top mounts first. Whilst it's jacked up, I'm actually going to undo this top bolt first. Now you can hold the shock, the silver bit inside the spring, just clamp it with your fingers. Someone gets an impact on here, that nut will just hopefully just spin off and come out. Right, so we've got the big old impact there. Thank you, Andre, for the lend. But basically, I think we might just try buzz it off first and just see if it comes off that way. Because hopefully maybe with the weight of the shock and the suspension pulling it down, it'll give it enough resistance and it'll pop off. And then we can undo the 3 bolts at the top. But if not, what I'm going to do, I'll just put 2 fingers in there and pull that towards me, and it'll give it enough resistance to buzz off. Don't try that at home though. funnily enough, the old holding the shock with your fingers didn't work. So we're going to try to do it with the weight on the car, because maybe the weight of the shock might stop the in a bit from spinning. Worst case, we'll just go buy or try and find my old 02 cents that I've got somewhere. Yeah, we're going to try it like this first. Alright, so car on the floor method with a ratchet works. Literally, the nut's literally coming off. And we're going to just pretty much get it. Alright, well, right, so we've undone it pretty much to there, but as you can see, the top mount is so warm that it's like moved over. So we're going to jack it back up now. Hopefully, it might be enough to get it out, we'll see. Little nut is off. The shock hasn't dropped yet, so I'm going to undo these 3 bolts and then pull it all down at once together, because it's probably still like pressed in there pretty tight. Right, after a bit of persuasion, as you can see, disc is ponded floor. We took the drop link out, and now the whole thing is fallen out. So I can now literally lift this old one off with my hands. So this is the old one. Not looking the healthiest. I reckon this bearing is the culprit. Try and move that. Knackered, mate, it's ruined. New ones do actually spin, so let's get these in. There we go. Right, that's now in. So I reckon the best thing to do is now put the jack back on the bottom of the shock, compress it all up, put the 3 in at the top, and get the anti-roll bar on. And then we're not going to put that top nut on until the wheels on the car's down, because that's how it will have the most tension to hold the nut on. So let's do that. Right, so the clip you're about to see is absolutely toe curling, and it is disgusting, and this is where it all goes wrong as usual. So if you don't subscribe after this, then you really need to, because come on now. Yes. Well done. Oh my god. Oh my god, there's a hole in my sill.
Has it gone through your sill?
It's just made a hole here. In there. I'll explain what happened. So you can see I'm going in there, grab the jack, I go to twist it to undo it, and bang, the whole car drops literally full weight onto my sill, which are already rusted in. I thought the jack handle was going to be a lot stiff than it was. It wasn't, it was fairly loose. So I've gone in full swinging, undone it with a lot of strength, and yeah, it's just dropped it straight onto my sill, and it's put a nice little rusty hole on the outer sill panel. So that is going to have to stay there. Absolutely fuming and gutted, but there you go, it's the way life goes, and accidents happen sometimes. So anyway, like I said in the last video, 1 like and subscribe equals 1 prayer for my car, because every video I make seems to end with another issue. So we've got all the top mounts sorted. Trying to do it all without a ramp and without the correct tools, as usual from me. Never usually works out that great, but we've got it all sorted. The offside one was a pain in the arse, because you can't pull the whole hub assembly down because the drive shaft hits the subframe. So I had to buzz the end of the drive shaft out to get the whole hub down to get the top mount off, but it's all sorted now. It's all done up. Now I have noticed that these actually sit directly in the middle of this like strut tower, whereas before they were sitting off to one side. So that makes me think that the rubbers on the old ones were warped. They're all done up tight with the impacts, they look sound. What we're going to do next is move on to the next problem with the Fab. The next issue being to do with this little puppy, mate, the exhaust. I have actually got a pretty bad exhaust rattle from somewhere, so I'm going to jack it up, probably turn the car on so you can see the rattle. I reckon it's probably just like a heat shield or something. Then after that, I've actually got a mod to go on. So we'll have a look. We are underneath the vehicle. You can see that heat shield that wraps around there. Give the exhaust a bit of a shake. See, it moves quite a bit. So that heat shield was a little bit close. I kind of just bent it, and now we've started the car and it's fine. So I think we're all okay. We'll move on to the next mod, ladies and gentlemen. The next mod being this little box. Barsh. Look at the absolute state of that. That is going to be replacing Now the only issue is the center diameter of that bit there is 2.5 inch and mine is 2.25. So it might not fit, but I think we're gonna just give it a crack anyway and just see, because we might be able to bodge something. I might have a bit of metal somewhere that we can shim in or something like that. So yeah, let's have a little look. So we've got the old one off here, it looks a bit bad. You can see if you put them together, they're literally pretty much the same. So I think this one is literally just gonna bolt on spot on, which is sick. So yeah, let's get it on. As usual, another problem. As you can see, this bit of exhaust pipe is absolutely battered. And where I've put the new tip on and done these up, they've just gone straight through it, as you can see. Like, it's literally just put a hole in it. So I think what we're gonna have to do is try and get a bit of pipe from somewhere and yeah, do some clamping. So yeah, we'll have to figure that out. But for the time being, yeah, the old one's going back on. We have updated spawn point, Tom's gaff. Now, as you saw in the last clip, my old exhaust is on its way out. So we've managed to get one of them. So this all should work pretty well. We are gonna have to cut these welded nuts off there. There's only a blob of weld on each one. We're gonna have to cut them off. And then that big bit can slide over that. And that is the right size to slide over the other one. So all being well, it should be good. Bang. Brand new, mate. Let's get that puppy fitted. So this new bit of pipe we got is gonna sit over that, like that, and then we're gonna clamp it there. The only issue we got at the moment is that it's a little bit too big. So what we're gonna do is do what they've done here, cut some slits there. So when you clamp it, it will squeeze down nice and tight. It should be all good. Excuse me, mate, have you got a license for one of those?
No, sorry.
Oh, you got the eyewear though, that's certified. I think it's all right then.
One eternity later.
Right, so update. It's on, we've got it in line with the kit. Mate, that looked absolutely mental. If you want to see the job we done, that is said job that has been done. It's a bit dodgy, but it ain't the end of the world to be fair. It's only an exhaust tip. So yeah, bang. Right then, next modification on the list, man, is this floor rattles a lot and it moves. It like manages to do that and it moves like that and it rattles. So I've managed to get some Velcro. So I'm gonna whack some Velcro along that bottom bit of wood, along there and on the board, and hopefully it will stop it moving and it'll be good. But I didn't film any of that, it's pretty straightforward. Yeah, Velcro, and it has actually stopped it from moving. So that's a good job done. So that is going to be that for today's video. If you did enjoy it, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe, because we're nearly at 1k and that would be so sick if we can make that happen. So yeah, anyway, thank you for watching and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.